Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Welcome back to my channel. It's actually been quite a while. Next week I am going on holiday, so I might vlog it. I'm not sure yet, but today I've got my Premier prediction for the 2017-18 season. It starts in 3 weeks. Tomorrow, I think. Something like that. And I've got it today. It's pretty much the same as last season, just same sort of positions. Anyway, let's get into this. Anyway, I'm going to start in 20th now. In 20th, I've put Huddersfield. Not just because they've been promoted. I don't think they've signed a few players, but they haven't got the squad to take in the Premier. They've got they've got a high-up Championship squad, I'd say. Now, I said they've got about playoff Championship kind of squad, and they're not good enough for the Premier League, so I think they'll go straight back down in 20th. Now, in 19th, I'll put Brighton. I think pretty much the same thing. They're just that tiny bit better than Huddersfield because, anyway. Brighton. I've put them in 19th because I don't think the same thing as Huddersfield. Don't have a good enough squad for the Premier League. In 18th, I've put Swansea. They had a really poor season last season. 3 managers in one season. They're fighting for relegation all season. And I think they'll just finish 18th because they haven't got the squad of Swansea. Well, they have, but sustained it for a while. But still, no, they're just not good enough, really. They lose Sigurdsson. No, they've done. Anyway, in 18th, I'll put Swansea. That was my bottom 3. Now I'm going to do 17th to 10th. In 17th, I'll put Burnley. Last season I put them 20th. I really underrated them. I didn't think they'd do anything, but they had a stellar season last season with Sean Dyche, but they've lost Michael Keane, so they won't be as rock solid, but I still think they're going to finish 17th. We're fighting for relegation, but I think they're good enough to stay in the Premier League. In 16th, I put West Brom. Last season, they finished 10th. Start of the season, they absolutely excelled. They were bloody doing everything, good. They were 8th for ages, but they dropped down to 10th on the last day, because they just kept losing. So then, anyway, I don't think they'll have a good season, because they're not exciting, are they? They're just mid-table crap, really. Anyway, 16th, I put West Brom. No offense to West Brom fans. And 15th, I put Watford. Now, you'd think I'd put them in the relegation zone, but they've got Marco Silva as a manager, so let me just have a drink. I've got Marco Silva as a manager. Anyway, like I was saying, something like that. And then 15th, I put Watford. You think because they've got Marco Silva as a manager, and he's brilliant at keeping. Well, he's not, but he's just good. He's a good manager. He put Hull down, but it's Hull, so I'm not surprised. So Watford, I'm going to put Watford in 15th. In 14th, I'll put Newcastle. You think I'll put them in the relegation zone as well? They've got 52,000 seat stadium. They've got a Premier League probably top half squad. They're just underachieved because they're not good enough. No, they're not good enough compared to the big teams. Anyway, 4th for Newcastle, I think they'll be a boring mid-table side as per usual. Anyway, 13th I put Bournemouth. They won't have as good season next season. All the big teams spending apart from Spurs, but we've already got a good squad, so the teams above them I think are better than them, most of them anyway. Bournemouth, I put them in 13th because they're Bournemouth. Anyway, in 12th I put Southampton. They've had 4 really good seasons, the last 4 seasons. They've finished 8th, 7th, 6th and 8th, which is pretty good for them, really. Anyway, I've put them in 12th because I think they do have the squad to finish in the top half, but I don't think they're good enough to finish in the top half. Now, for next one is my wild card. For some reason I put them in. I put Crystal Palace in 11th. I don't know why. I don't know. Because I put them in 11th because it's my wild. I don't really know why. If they lose Benteke, they'll beat them. Well, not really, but they're not as good. They'll probably be fine for relegation all season anyway. But I put Crystal Palace in 11th for some reason. In 10th, I put Stoke. They finished 9th, and 13th. They didn't have the best season last season. Usual Stoke, boring, mid-table, rubbish. Simple as that. Getting hammered by every big team. Yeah, in 10th I put Stoke, so that's my top. That's from 17th to 10th then. Now I'm going to do 9th to at 7th. In 9th, I put West Ham. I think they should be finishing higher because they've got a massive stadium. They've got kind of a squad, quite a good squad, really. They just underachieve because they're crap. That's why I'm not saying no offence. They're our rivals, one of our biggest rivals. So in 9th, I put West Ham because they're just underachieve and they won't have as bad season as last season, or they won't have as good as the one before, but they'll be 9th. So in 8th I put Leicester. They're probably going to lose Mahrez to either Spurs, Roma or Arsenal. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think Leicester will finish 8th because they've just got the squad to finish in Europe, but I don't know really. In 7th, I've put usual 7th, Everton, because they have signed lots of players. Some people think they'll even challenge for top 4. I think they will be, but they'll drop down because the teams above them. Arsenal spent big already. Liverpool, they've spent. Spurs, they're just good. Man City, they've spent loads. Man United spent loads, and Chelsea, they're spending as well. So in 7th, I put Everton because they're just not good enough for the top 6. So in 6th, this is controversial, and I'm going to say my 6th. Top 6 to 1st. Anyway, in 6th, I put Arsenal because I put Arsenal in 6th because I'm not being biased. No way. I just think they've signed Lacazette. They've got Kolasinac as well. And they look to sign Mahrez and Lamar. But I don't know really. I think they're good, but they don't be challenging for the title. I don't think they will. They're just not good enough. They're not like the Manchester clubs or Chelsea. They're not. They won't be challenging for the title. And in 6th, I'll put Arsenal. In 5th, I'll put Liverpool. They've signed Salah and they've signed Andrew Robertson, which was today. But they're still, I think they'll have a really, really good start. Like, they'll be top and all that. Then they'll bottle it. They'll have that period like last season where they just can't win, got dropped down, and finish 5th. So so that's my 5th, 6th. In 4th, I'm not being biased. No, why I say biased for Arsenal? I'm not being offensive to Arsenal just because of it. But I'm not being biased for Spurs.